Okay, so if this video found you, you are wanting to know about this trickster energy, this leprechaun energy. And I'm very excited to share this because yesterday this was not something I thought was going to come up. And when it popped into my head, I just started laughing. I just started laughing uncontrollably. So I went on ChatGPT, and of course, I always want to know the spiritual and the esoteric meanings. And when this came up, you guys, it was like a missing piece of information that I desperately needed. So if you are watching this, you are also calling in this information, and I am here to share it. So, spiritual and esoteric meanings of leprechauns. Leprechauns are more than mischievous characters from Irish folklore. Spiritually and esoterically, they represent hidden magic, the protection of sacred wealth, the trickster archetype, and guardianship between worlds. Oh, just wait, it gets way better. So, guardians of hidden treasures, inner gold. The pot of gold symbolizes the treasure within, spiritual gifts, ancestral wisdom, and soul purpose. Leprechauns guard this treasure, reminding us that true wealth is unlocked through inner work, cleverness, and self-awareness. The esoteric meaning: you must outwit your own illusions to unlock your soul's treasure. I'm going to say it again. You must outwit your own illusions to unlock your soul's treasure. 144 on the timer. It's actually 145, but I saw it change. So something is changing. All right, let me keep going and then we'll talk about it. Trickster archetype, sacred humor and transformation. Like Hermes or Loki, leprechauns are trickster spirits who break rigidity and expose illusions. They guide us through shadow work with humor, mischief, and lessons hidden in play. Okay, I'm not gonna say nothing now. Not till we're done. If you're too much, if you're too serious, somebody's too much. If you're too serious or stuck in your beliefs, you may miss the magic in the absurd. I'm gonna say that again. If you're too serious or stuck in your beliefs, you may miss the magic in the absurd. Like things that people consider absurd, that is actually where the magic is. Keepers of the in-between realms, leprechauns exist between worlds, the physical and the spiritual. They are liminal beings, acting as gatekeepers to forgotten realms, dreams, and ancestral memory. The energetic trait: they appear when veils are thin, at dusk, solstice, or during major life transitions. 3:13 on the timer. Connection to the land and elementals, deeply tied to Irish land, stones, trees, and sacred wells. Wells are very significant for somebody, like making a wish into a well. Represent the earth element and the spirits of place. So the spiritual insight is when you honor the land honors you, sometimes through mischievous messengers. Alchemy of the fool's journey. The one chasing the leprechaun may look foolish, but in truth reflects the soul's journey through illusion and transformation. Only when you stop chasing external rewards and turn inward does the real treasure emerge. You are both the seeker and the trickster. Can you catch your own shadow and laugh with it? Absolutely. When leprechaun energy appears, you may be being asked to protect something sacred, your energy, ideas, or spiritual work. Navigating illusion, trickery, or tests of integrity. Receiving a call to play more, loosen up, or rethink a challenge creatively. On the edge of discovering something ancient, hidden, or magical within. Here, that's Baru nuts. If somebody is looking to enhance their iron-rich, blood-building immune system or production within their body, as well as heart support, metabolic and gut health, rich in protein, antioxidants, and it's also non-allergenic, is baru nuts. Okay, I just got them the other day and tried them, and I have already noticed picking up codes from these nuts from Mother Gaia. They're from Brazil. If you know, you know. Okay, and it also fights against inflammation, so maybe that is something you needed to know. But with this Trickster Energy, it's like sometimes you are the trickster, and sometimes you're tricking yourself. I'm also getting that because you've mastered and you found some kind of secret treasure within yourself, you're able to pick up on other trickster energies. Now, I know for a fact that there are trickster energies at play. Like it said, sent from Mother Gaia. When we are nice and kind to the earth, the plants, when we are communicating to animals, to anything that is connected to Mother Gaia, we will get secret messengers. And a lot of the times they are, you know, funny little tricksters, because the leprechauns are part of the Fae. So you could resonate with being a fairy or being connected to fairies, okay? I thought that was super interesting. It really resonated, maybe more yesterday than it did right now, but I was like super excited because it was just like playing with your own shadow. Like I can totally resonate with that. Playing with your own shadow and laughing with it. Becoming really good friends with your shadow. And it's like, no, there are no triggers anymore because you're such good friends with your shadow. You know what it needs to feel the sage, exactly. You know what it needs to feel protected. You know what it needs in order to feel nurtured. You know what it needs in order to be an ally for you. And that is the paradox. 707. Ascension came flying out as well, the pillar. I feel like you have a higher perspective, which really anchors you into being a pillar for others. Being this structure. Ooh, I'm also, there's death here too. It's like you're this pillar, you're this structure of knowledge because you have reached higher perspectives, okay? You are the sage, you are the pillar, you are comfortable with death. I'm also getting get creative, ascension, sacred sexuality. Sexuality and intimacy is not always sexual, okay? Intimacy and like the dark divine feminine, like the very seductive, like silent, but is picking up on all the patterns. Strength. Absolutely. Deep roots. Deep roots in trust. Wow. Speak truth. What? Strength, trust, speak truth. And this was fated for somebody. Oh. Okay. So, with you finding your inner gold and working with this trickster energy, picking up on other trickster energy, you have a higher perspective, which is allowing you to approach these situations with trust, not with fear. The seeker. Because you seek truth. You have high integrity. You've been tested. Also, there might have been a situation where you didn't want to speak up, and you did. And it also talks about like sacred play, and then play just fell down. Wow. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. I was looking for the kitty. Kitty cat. So the vape and my coffee, I think those are my last addictions, in which I do take breaks. I don't do it every single day, but I have noticed the trickster within myself that likes to come out and play whenever I'm drinking a lot of caffeine. or even like a lot of tension and tightness within my gut and my stomach area. And when I started cutting back on the coffee, I really started to notice it. So Empress energy, you're coming out as the Empress. Very loving. You're understanding the world. You're understanding yourself, which is helping you understand, wow, who it is you are actually bringing in. 10, 20, and then 20 at the bottom of the deck. We also have 33 out here. I'm also seeing fractals. the three, let me show you. Right there. You see that? The fractal pattern? You're understanding the fractals. You're understanding yourself. You're understanding the earth, the moon, the stars. You're understanding maybe why certain people gravitated to you. Let me get one more here. Magician's trying to peek out. 11:11 on the timer. Okay. Synchronicities. The Hermit. Virgo energy. We also have Venusian energy, so Taurus and Libra. You had to do a lot of soul searching in order to figure some stuff out of why certain things were coming to you, why certain people were being attracted to you. It was the frequency, it was the light that you hold. But when we have stuck, stagnant energy or trauma and things that trigger us, we will bring in situations and people so that the universe, our higher selves, want us to identify it so that we can, you know, come to the realization like, maybe that wasn't really for me. I wasn't really picking up on it's not that you weren't picking up on it, you noticed it, you saw the red flags, but it was like you were dismissing it because you thought that this person could change, or these people could change. I don't know, I'm not 100% on that. Sorry, Red Wasp, are you trying to go back to your home? I'll lean back. 10 of Cups coming out. Whoever you are, you're attracting, you're figuring out what happiness is for you. That's exactly what's happening here. The pot of gold. You're finding your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And what people you actually want to attract. And maybe somebody is actually trying to figure out what they want in a partner because they want to make sure that the kids that they do bring into this world, or maybe the kids that they already have, are loved and nurtured by individuals that have the same integrity and morality as them, which is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What's under this 3 of Cups? 3 of Cups. Yep. Scarcity mindset, 5 of Pentacles. So, this is no longer you. This is not who you are. You're noticing that the people you were attracting had this lack and poverty mindset, while you, Empress, are attracting happiness and 10 of Cups, okay? So, with this Hermit energy, you're figuring stuff out about yourself. You're healing and like I'm hearing feeding the fire. You're feeding your own light. You're feeding your own flame within you. And by doing so, you're realizing that you were always the prize. You are the prize. And I'm going to give an example, okay? This lack scarcity mindset. You could have people in your life that are just always like, oh no, we can't do, or maybe you shared an idea, you can't do that because blah, 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 blah. Or there's always they always have something to come back on to shoot down your ideas, to shoot down your come up. You know, maybe they're like, oh, I have this maybe you're like sharing something like, oh, I have this going on and this I'm developing, and then they like come back and they're like, oh, well, yeah, I have something similar going, and they just completely disregard what you just said. You're picking up on these things. You're identifying the lack and scarcity mindset around you, because we are abundant, we are infinite, anything is possible. And you don't want to mix those energies together. Yeah, wow. 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 We have the Ace of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Fool. You're realizing your love and the new love that you are attracting, you want equal reciprocity. It's like, if I am giving and offering 10 of Cups, the individuals that are going to come into my life are going to be at that same level and are also open to new adventures, leaps of faith, completely new cycles and new paths. It's like they trust themselves, they trust the universe, and they're just like you. And that is what you are bringing in, because you went into hermit mode. You identified things. Maybe you were in hermit mode. You came out for like a couple weeks to interact, to mingle, to kind of have a little bit of fun, like that trickster energy. Oh my God, that's what you did. Oh my God, Spirit. Goosebumps everywhere. I'm just going to show you my goosebumps. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but the goosebumps are real, people. The goosebumps are real. And when they're real, that's truth serum. That is the truth coursing through your body. Your body recognizes truth. Okay, that's interesting. All right, we're going to pull for what just came through in my head. I just heard that you're gonna know who this is. You're gonna know who you've been thinking about or who you've been around, and you're no longer ignoring the red flags. It's almost like a mask has fallen down on these people, and you're clearly able to see. Or during that 2 weeks coming out of hermit, you went out, you played, you actually had a little trickster energy to like protect your energy. It was protecting your sacred wealth, your inner gold, your treasure. But you went out to gather some kind of information, or you had a conversation with somebody. I don't know what it was, or maybe even a frequency that you picked up and you resonated from somebody else that gave you that little bit of information that you needed to really start picking up on this. Exactly. Communication. The star. Communication with your higher self. You're getting downloads. About this burden, about this, like, really, it was like things were really hard because you had so much baggage, because it wasn't yours. It wasn't yours, and it was time to heal and identify those things so that you could get it out of. Yes, I love you, I love you, I love you. You were getting it out of your aura, because it's time for independence. It's time for you to have your bag. It's time for you to discover all the things that you've never experienced in this life yet. Page of Wands, exactly. With a passion, with curiosity, with, oh yeah, Queen of Pentacles, come on. With your crown, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Swords, new opportunities of study, of curiosity. Instead of being bored and discontent and not say, oh my gosh, Four of Cups with the moon, you didn't want this offer. That's why it was hidden. And Spirit, your higher self, was actually camouflaging this because they didn't want you to take it, because there were hidden enemies there. They did not want you taking this offer because there was something hidden. So there's something that you recently said that, yeah, there's something recent that was hidden. You didn't take some kind of offer. You weren't feeling it. It was some kind of new opportunity. Ooh, crap. It was some kind of new opportunity. It was trying to present itself as an opportunity, but you were not feeling it. Four of Cups is all about feelings and emotions. You were not feeling this. And with the moon here, there's good reason, because the Eight of Wands falling into place, King of Pentacles in reverse, there was some kind of injustice, and Spirit's moving forward with some kind of, ooh, and they're going fast to complete something. Okay. Wow. That just, That was something. Okay. Spirit still is asking me to do that. Okay. Sure. What was up with this offer? What was up with this? Maybe somebody asked you to take you out and buy you some food. Do not let people buy you food. Do not be taking offerings from people that you don't even really like. And if it's a present or a gift that isn't going to serve you, you can respectively say no. Because there is energetic cords that are on gifts, okay? We've got to be mindful of the energy that we are allowing ourselves to give out. But what I see here, viewer, all I can say to you is that you're doing an amazing job. You're picking up what Spirit is putting down for you. You're really paying attention. You've got very firm boundaries. I'm getting goosebumps again, guys. And this is like 80, 90 degree weather. I'm in Texas. Okay. All right, what were these people doing behind the scenes? 7 of Swords, deception, deceit, moving in the shadows for some reason. They're trying to hide some kind of truth from a wounded warrior who's really curious, who's already went through judgment, who's expanding. And that's you. What else? Yeah, there's lies and deceit through some breakthrough or something that you went through, and maybe these people were there afterwards. I don't know. And then the moon's still trying to come out. These are hidden enemies. And this is the crazy part, is they might not even be consciously aware of it. They're probably working from their unconscious because they are not awake. They haven't healed themselves. So their actions are just a program that's being played over and over. It's not blame. It's not like, oh, you did this terrible thing. They have to go heal themselves so they can recognize what they're doing. Okay, there really is no blame. And I know that can be really hard to hear, but it's, yeah, I'm going to leave that there. All right, one more for what are these people doing behind the scenes? They're messing with your expansion. They were trying to spread. They were trying to expand and put into action, put into play something surrounding a lie. A lie or a breakthrough you had. Maybe you did share an idea with them or something. Seven of Swords is Trickster Energy. But I feel like you are so comfortable and you're able to dance with your shadow and your Trickster Energy. You guys are busting through illusions and seeing what's really going on. And as within, so without. So when we break through these things within ourselves, we're able to break through things externally to us and notice the people that are actually coming into our lives. And it has nothing to do with you. It's not saying, sometimes, everything is a mirror, but depending on what we are working with, sometimes the opposite energy will magnetize to us so that we can identify that I don't like that. That's not for me. And it starts whittling down what you actually want, what actually works for you, what actually resonates, so the universe can bring it into you. All right, let's end this. Let's get something to end this off with positively. Okay, hold on. What is the viewer's advice? Knight of Swords, but it came out in reverse. Don't rush in with what you know. I feel like this is more of a silent thing. It's like these people are going to be telling on themselves, so pay attention. Don't share too much. Don't race in with all this information that you have gathered. One more for the advice. Do not communicate. The Star in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Your advice is not to communicate with these people. Do not tell them what you know. I feel like these people are going to be telling on themselves. They don't have a higher, they're not connected to their higher selves, and they need to go through a death and a rebirth, okay? And I feel like that's why you were brought into these people's lives, not only so that you could pick up on the energy that you needed to learn about, but also to initiate the judgment, the death, and the rebirth. They need to shed the skin. They need to understand that this betrayal energy is not, it can't come into like love offers and stuff. Like it's just gonna hold you back. Yeah, King of Wands, leadership, like that's not something that you can take into a leadership role. So if they follow the advice and keep their mouth shut, what's the possible outcome? Oh. Okay, so we have Justice in reverse, we have the Hangman, and we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. This injustice is going to give somebody a new perspective. You, obviously. You're going to be gaining some kind of new perspective. Oh. Hold on one second. Because there's two storylines kind of coming in. One for you, that you, the possible outcome is from this injustice, you gain a new perspective on letting your guard down, maybe being aware of what you're thinking, not thinking every single person is out to get you, obviously, because then that will manifest. It's more like having a new perspective on what needs to be sacrificed for this justice to play out. Remaining in your bubble is kind of like, we still want to go out and adventure and conversate with people because that's how we grow, that's how we learn. We're not supposed to just be cooped up, but it's almost like you letting your defenses down. I feel like this is showing you that you've got this. Like, you're really protected as long as you stay in integrity and morality. The other way this is going is that this injustice that was caused by these people is forcing them into the hangman position so that they have a chance for enlightenment, but they will have to let some kind of guards down, or their protection is going to be taken. I'm not 100% on that. Yeah. I mean, an injustice causing them to sacrifice and lose their protection. Wow. All right. I love you. The universe loves you. Everything's working out for your best and your highest good. Until next time, guys. Peace.